Hi folks, my name is Mike McCarthy and I'm Head of Business at Foods Connected for our procurement and protein optimized tools. I joined the company last year, and prior to that I've spent about 19 years in the food industry, and I'm using this video to tell you a little bit about how I got where I am today. So initially, out of college, I'd planned, or at least I'd hoped, to pursue a career in the drinks industry. Back in the early 2000s, there was a program run by IBEC, the Irish Business and Employers Confederation, that matched export-focused companies with graduates, and it gave them an opportunity to work in an export market abroad for 12 months, conducting market research, sales inquiries, etc. So the drinks company used to send their graduates to places like Rio, New York, Los Angeles, Singapore for about 12 months to promote their brand. So that's where I was looking to head for. So I didn't get chosen, and when I look back, I think it was a blessing, because instead I was lucky enough to get selected to work for one of Ireland's leading meat processors. And I'd say from the day I started back in July 2004, it really did open up an industry to me that I've been fascinated by and have learned from for the last 19 years. So I began my career in the food industry on the factory floor, in the packing area, learning all about the different cuts of meat. And then I would have spent a lot of time in the various departments within the factory, from the live cattle intake, the boning hall in particular, looking at yields, and then all the way right through to the dispatching of finished products for retail and food service customers. I then would have progressed on to a number of account management roles, looking after a number of Irish retailers. And after a few years, I moved into managing export markets. I would have spent a lot of time in Italy, managing retail accounts and then developing the market via the food service and wholesale channels. While I was there, I was also lucky enough to be able to pick up the language, which I was very proud of. After that, I moved into a strategic partnership accounts role, and I looked after a number of strategic EU customers for the business. Back in 2015-2016, when Irish beef got access to the US market, I was very fortunate to be able to move to Chicago in the US to develop the market. It was a really exciting time interacting with different stakeholders in the US beef industry, looking at how they procure protein, how they value it, how they market it, and then trying to figure out where the product that I was selling fitted into that system. It was from there that I joined OSI Group, a large global food company, and I was a global beef and pork leader for the McDonald's business unit. And I also had responsibility for McDonald's North American business with OSI. It was really, really fascinating to get to see, to learn, and to play a part in the overall success of the McDonald's supply chain across multiple global markets. I learned all about the famous three-legged stool, the importance of supply chain resiliency, risk assessments, assured supply, and managing volatility, and then opening up new supply channels. It was actually during my time with OSI that I collaborated with Foods Connected on a number of successful supply chain projects. So when the opportunity came to join the Foods Connected team, it was an easy decision for me to move across. So over the course of my career in the food industry, there's been many learnings, but for me personally, I'd have to say that the biggest ones have come in recent years, having gone through a global pandemic, and it relates really to the importance of what data you have within your supply chain, how much you know about your supply chain, how you gather the data, how you manage it, how you review it, and how quickly you have access to it when something happens and you need information quickly. Protein supply chain, from the farmer all the way through to the products that end up on a supermarket shelf, contains a number of stakeholders along the way, and the stronger the connections you have with these stakeholders end to end in terms of improving transparency, information flows, real-time data, then the better place you are to make real fact-based decisions for your business, not only in these times of volatility, but also as part of developing real strategic objectives for your business. So my career at Foods Connected is a relatively new one in that I only joined the business last year, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it so far. We have a fantastic team, and we're doing really great things for our customers. We're helping them to obtain measurable benefits on their procurement practices and helping them optimize outcomes on their protein manufacturing. 100%. I think this is from two perspectives. Having spent my whole career in the food industry, I'm aware of a lot of the challenges that either face retailers or the protein processors. So when you're going to speak to an existing customer or a new customer, it really helps to have that knowledge. And also from a customer's perspective, it really means a lot to them to be interacting with people who have seen the challenges and can propose solutions. One of the real benefits also, I would say, of working with Foods Connected, aside from the end-to-end software solutions, is that we have a lot of people on the team who have all come from the food industry. They've come from procurement, technical, quality, NPD, sales and purchasing. And that's something that's really valued by our customers, and I think it's a real USP for us also.